What is up, grade 12s? Finally, maths paper 1 is finally over. And guys, I'm here to show you the memo. Basically, we're going to go through this question as you guys just went through it when you were writing. If you're new to my channel, please care to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I post maths videos and engineering videos for those guys that are going to whether it's university or college, right? So I post N5, N4, N4, N5, and N6 maths, as well as the other related civil engineering subjects. In this video, we are going through the question that you guys did today, and I'm going to be showing you guys how everything was supposed to be done. You know, I know you probably seeing my channel for the first time. I wasn't there when you guys were preparing, but here is what happened in today's paper. So as you can see, it's written there confidential, meaning that it is the real one, right? November 2025, paper 1. So this is not just a video to waste your time doing a different question from a different year, just to get yours attention. This is the actual paper, um, right? As you can see. I mean, if it's not, then you can tell me to take the video down. Okay, so 2025 November, DBE. Okay, so if you think I'm here to waste your time, just tell me in the comment section, hey, dude, don't waste your time. Just delete that video because that paper was written in 2002. Then I would know that, no, it's the wrong paper. Okay, enough chit chat. Guys, question 1. By now, you should have mastered this kind of question. Just give me a moment. You should have mastered these types of questions. Always question 1 is for you to put those 2 marks in the bag, right? So as you can see, we have x plus 5 and then x minus 2 is equal to 0. What we were supposed to do there, we don't have to remove the bracket by using the FOIL method. Straightforward, x is equal to minus 5. Oh, minus 5. Why do I have minus 4? Okay, x is equal to minus 5 or x is equal to 2. Right, in case I didn't mention, in this video, I'm only covering question 1, and then in the following video, I will do question 2, question 3, question 4, just like that, because the video is not coming to you live. The uploading process will be easier for me if I record question by question. So as you can see, that is going to be your answer for the first part. So let me just do this so that we are together with the others. In the different color, I'm going to be writing the answers here. X is equal to minus 5 or x is equal to 2. Just for those that want to skip and, right, that is the first question, guys. Second question, no, I mean, we have the quadratic. I don't like the quadratic equation, right? 5x squared plus 2 minus, okay, we have 9, okay, is equal to minus 9x. What I'll do, I'll just say 5x squared plus 9x minus 2 is equal to 0. And I have to open the, okay, x is going to be equal to minus b plus or minus q square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, and we're going to have x is equal to minus, our b is going to be 9 plus or minus, what is under that root sign? We're going to have 9 squared minus 4. Our a is 5, and what is going to be our c? Our c will be minus 2. Therefore, we're dividing this by 2 times 5. Now, x is going to be equal to, real quickly, you can just put the whole thing in your calculator and get the 2 different answers. Minus 9 plus square root of 9 squared minus 4, 5, close that, times minus 2, close that, all over 2 times 5, which you can just say 10. Okay, the answer that I'm getting is, okay, just give me a moment here, guys. I made a mistake. As you can see, I have minus 2 over here, right? It's supposed to be plus 2. It's supposed to be plus 2. I picked this up because I did this question before I brought it up on the video. So the answers is right. Now it's making more sense, right? Our first value is minus 0.259, but we can round this off, guys. They say round to 2 decimal places, so that's going to be minus 0.26. Okay, and then let's find the other x value, or x is equal to, instead of rewriting the whole thing, we're just going to change the sign here. The first one, we had a positive sign. Now we'll have a negative sign. And our answer is going to be minus 1.54. We don't have to round off this because the next value there is 0. So just for those that won't see this step, the x values that we have here, x is equal to minus 0.26, and also x is equal to minus 1.54. Of course, you don't just, over here you can just proceed with the question. You don't have to check the x values, or you can just check in case you are not confident with your answer. You can do so. Right, moving on. You will notice that I'm moving very fast, most importantly because I don't want the video to be so long that it takes time for me to upload. Right, the next question, we have 8x squared is greater than 2x. Guys, most of you will be tempted to divide with 8x, divide with 8x, because it makes sense, right? This will cancel, and then on top you're going to have x is greater than this x, and that x will cancel. 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 8. You will say 1 over 4 like this. Guys, this question is 4 marks. It's an inequality, so you need to end up having 2 different answers. You can't just do it like this, otherwise it's going to be marked wrong. Maybe they will show you mercy and give you the answer for x is greater than 1 over 5, 1 over 4, sorry. But we are going to do this the proper way, the way that you should have been doing it since. So this is what we'll do. We have 8x squared, right? And the, okay, greater than 2x, we're going to take that to the left hand side. So 8x squared minus 2x is greater than 0. Now we can factor out 2x. Why? Because 2x goes into 8x squared, 2x goes into minus 2x as well. So 2x, right? And also here we're going to have 4x minus 1, right, is greater than 0. Now what we can say x is equal to 0, or why do we say x is equal to 0? Because we need to make the expression on the left hand side equal to 0. You know, I mean, I'm not supposed to be tutoring you guys because we are here to just get through the answers, unless it was really bad for you that you need to come back next year. Okay, this one here is going to be 4. Oh, sorry, not even 4. Is going to be x is equal to 1 over 4. Right? Why? Because we say 4x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 over 4. Just like that. Okay, so now what we need to do is to find out our values. Right? Just draw a parabola y, that shape, because our equation there is positive, right? We have positive 8x squared. So that's why it's a happy face. Just draw a horizontal line there. The smallest number is 0. We put that there. 1 over 4. We do that. Now, what is the question asking for us? To get the values of x when this expression is greater than 0, right? In other words, this side here can represent your y-axis, or above the x-axis. That is basically what it means, above the x-axis. So we are looking for the x values where our graph is above the x-axis. In other words, where our graph is positive. Now, when we analyze this graph that we have here, it's positive from here, from 0 going all the way to the left, right? Because it goes, and then also from 1 over 4 all the way to the right, right? That is what is happening. It's positive from this part going all to the far right, from this part where x is 0 all the way to the far left. So how do we express that answer? Very simple. X will be in between. Actually, we're not going to say in between. We're going to say x is less than 0. Why do I have 0 there? X is less than 0. Why do we say x is less than 0? Because all the numbers from 0 going all to the left, if we substitute minus 1 into this equation, you will notice that your answer is negative. Sorry, your answer is greater than 0, right? Let me do it for you. If you say 8, open bracket, let's put 6 because, okay, yeah, sorry, not 6. Let's put minus 2 because we need x to be less than 0. So let's put minus 2 squared, minus 2, open bracket there, and say another minus 2 there. You will notice that the answer is 36. 36 being greater than 0, so that makes this first answer true. And then you can say, oh, x is greater than 1 over 4. What does this mean? All the x values that you take from minus 1, from 1 over 4 to the far right, your expression is going to be greater than 0. Let's prove that 2 is definitely greater than minus 1 over 4. So we're going to substitute 2. right? And you will notice that the answer is positive, and it will be positive 28. So guys, that is the answer. That is going to be our answer for the first part. X is less than 0, or x is greater than 1 over 4. Okay, that is all that you gotta do there. Right, moving on to the next question. So far you should have how many marks? So far you should have 10 marks out of 25. So we have how many to go? We have 15 more marks to go. Okay, okay, moving on. Okay, sorry about that. Let's move on to the following question. Right, the next question. We need to find out the value of x, and it looks like a complicated expression, which I would agree as well. What do we have, guys? We have 2 times 2 to the 2x minus 9 times 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. Boys and girls, if you were not familiar with the K method, or if you were already familiar with it and had forgotten about it, very less likely that you were going to remember it in this particular question, and also the next question. Right, guys, if in your revising, it's very rare that if you were practicing your questions, that you didn't realize or remember anything to do with the K method, right? So that's why they tell you to practice in advance, that you would have known. Go through the past papers so you would know. You don't go through the past papers 1 week before. I mean, not past papers. You don't go through YouTube 1 week before if you're not using past papers. Okay, okay. So let's cut straight to the chase. What do we notice here? We notice that we have 2 to the power of 2x, and then we also have that day. That is why I'm speaking about the K method, because we have to equate that to the K method. For those of you that don't understand this part here, how do we make it equal to the K method? Well, it's very simple. First of all, you just need to simplify it, or separate it. So 2 to the 2x is the same as saying 2, right, to the power of 2. Oh no, sorry, it's the same as saying 2 to the power of x squared. You see that because when you have a bracket like that, you multiply the exponents. So moving on, we're going to say let k equals to 2 to the power of x. Therefore, we're going to have 2k squared. Why did I say that? Because this is 2x to the power of 2, this here. Okay, pardon me. So that's why we're saying k squared. And then we're going to say minus 9k plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, I don't like it when people just run to the quadratic equation all the time. You already had a chance to use it there, right? The next time you probably have to use it is in functions. So throw that thing away, right? So here we're going to open our bracket and have 2k, and then here we're going to, but I'm not saying don't do it. Do it if you doubt yourself, right? If you doubt yourself, you can always run to that if it's quicker for you as well, because some of you guys should be professionals when it comes to using the quadratic equation, right? So what are the two numbers that we need? Well, if we put 4 over here and if we put 1 over there, we're going to have 2k, 2k, right? And then this is going to give us 4k. Okay, that will not give us what we are looking for. Okay, what if we put the 4 on the other side, which is probably correct? If we put 4 there, and if we put 1, sorry. If we put 1 here, minus sign, because when we multiply the two, we need to get a positive. But when we say minus 2k times minus 4k, minus 2k times minus 4, we get minus 8. Minus 1 in the middle there, get minus 9. So that is fine, boys and girls. Therefore, k is going to be equal to 1 over 2, or k is going to be equal to 4. We don't stop there. We need to find the value of k, right? So we said k is equal to 2x, 2 to the power of x. So that is k. So we're going to say 2 to the power of x is equal to 1 over 2, right? But before we even proceed, this is 1 over 2 to the power of 1 over 2 to the power of 1, right? How do we remove this? Well, we take its inverse. We just remove the fraction and write it as 2 to the minus 1. Obviously, some of you guys know that already. So because we need to drop the bases. So this is what we have over here. Therefore, this and that cancels, and then x is equal to -1. That is a proper value of x. We do the same over here. Remember, we said k is equal to 2. Let k equal to 2 to the power of x. So we're going to say 2 to the power of x is equal to 4. But what do we know about 4? We know that 4 is to the power of 2. Sorry, 4 is equal to 2 squared. So 2x is equal to 2. Like that, we drop the bases. X is going to be equal to 2. You don't just move on without checking the answer. You have to check your answer and then run away from the question. But I already did that for you, and those were our two answers. Okay, what did we say? X is equal to -1, or x is equal to 2. I checked that, guys. I checked that for you. Uh, Rest assured is a correct answer. Okay, let me just rewrite that. What did we say x was? Or x was greater than 1 over 4. Okay, I hope you can see that clearly. Now let's move on to the questions. Guys, this next question is worth 5 marks. The following one is 6 marks. Very sorry if you left the next question and also left the following question, because there's a chance that you probably did. Okay, I'm not undermining you guys. I'm wishing you all the best, throughout your exam. It's just that people, you guys have to put in the work, you know. Anyways, the following question that we have that square root there. Okay, that looks sus. We've got that square root there, and then we have another one there. We have x. Okay, sorry, that's not x. That is 1 over x, and we have +1. As you can see, it's totally separated. Is equal to 1 over root x. Guys, I know, grade 11 is the one that has a lot of work, and most of this is just flooding in now over here in grade 12. Some questions that we haven't seen in the entire year are starting to come right now. So here's what you need to understand. If we have 1 over x like this, like square root of 1 over x, guys, this is the same as saying root 1 over root x. Guys, how do you know these rules? You don't have to know them by heart, but take this for example. Take your calculator out and just say square root, put 3 over 7. I always tell the learners that I tutor that this is what you have to do when you don't understand questions like these, right? Try to see what the answer of this is going to be equal to. When you put this on the calculator, guys, let me just do that for you. 3 over 7. Guys, the answer that I get is square root of 21 over 7. Now let's do it differently. Let's say square root of 3 over square root of 7. Right? Watch what we get. We are going to get the same answer. Right? So it's possible that you might have forgotten this, but if you knew about what I'm showing you now, you will notice that you are going to remember this rule very easily. So you are getting the same answers. Now, what happens when you say square root of 1? Square root of 1 in your calculator will be equal to 1. You know, this method that I'm showing you guys, do it when you're working with odd numbers. Don't take 4 now and put it over there, because 4 just changes the whole thing. Or 9, don't take even numbers as well, right? Always aim for odd numbers, because odd numbers, when you make fractions of them, no matter how you multiply, it's all going to be an odd number. So the reason why I showed you what I just showed you there is because of this part here, right? We now know that root 1, we can write that, uh, we can rewrite this, guys. We can rewrite 1 over x. This is the same as saying 1 over root x. And this is us saying 1 over root x. And you will notice that it's the same on the right-hand side. Do you see that? It's the same on the right-hand side. So just quickly, I'm going to rewrite that. Okay, not to go that far back. Okay, now let's do this. We're going to say root. Don't Sometimes you don't have to overthink and do math gymnastics. Okay, you're just going to rewrite this. It's going to be 1 over square root of x, like that, and we are adding 1 like that, and we're going to say it's equal to 1 over root x. But we say that square root of 1 is 1, guys, so I hope I can erase that. Square root of 1 is 1. Okay, awesome. So this is what we now have over. Oh, This is what we now have. And just quickly, what I will do now is I'm going to say let k be equal to, okay, we're going to say let k be equal to 1 over square root of x. Okay, that means that now we have k plus 1, right? K plus 1 is equal to k. Now let's solve for k. What do? We square both sides. We square both sides just like that. Boys and girls, now we're going to have k plus 1 is equal to k squared. Okay, what are we going to do? Very easy. Let's take everything to the right and, okay, but I'm not going to do that. I'm a very lazy person, so I'm just going to say k squared minus k minus 1 is equal to 0. What I did, I took everything there, but I didn't write the 0 on the left-hand side. Okay, is there anything missing over there? For now, it doesn't seem like it. Let's see if we can factorize that. Okay, let's see if we can factorize this. Though I feel like I left out something. I feel like I left out something here. There is something that I didn't write correctly. Yes, that is true. That 2 there, I didn't write that 2 there because I'm seeing now it's not going to make sense over here when I'm trying to factorize. So just forgive me for that. If you pick that up, thank you. Can just let others know in the comment section before they start freaking out. So plus 2 here, plus 2 there. Okay, all right, let me just extend that with the other 2 there, plus 2. Right, and here it's not supposed to be minus 1, it's supposed to be plus 2 as well. Okay, we make mistakes, guys. We are not perfect. So 2. Okay, now we have k here, and then we have another k there, is equal to 0. Let us solve for k. We're going to have minus 2, definitely, plus 1. Therefore, k is equal to 2, or k is equal to minus 1. K is equal to minus 1, right? K is equal to 2, or k is equal to minus 1. That is not it. Remember, we said let k equal to. Okay, allow me to erase this part here. Allow me to erase this part. Okay, because we already dealt with that. But now remember what we said. We said let k equal to 1 over square root of x. So we're going to say 2 is equal to 1 over square root of x. And now we need to solve for x. How can we solve for x when we have this situation? Very easy. Right, we need to rewrite this. How do we rewrite that? Well, it's going to be 1 over x to the power of, watch this, x to the power of 1 over 2. So to remove this from the numerator, we need to interchange it. We don't have to interchange it. We just have to change the sign. So now this is the same as saying x to the power of minus 1 over 2, right? So we are going to have x to the power of minus 1 over 2 is equal to 2. How do we get rid of this negative sign? This minus 1 over 2, we multiply this with minus 2 so that the entire exponent will be equal to 1. This side we do the same, we multiply this with minus 2 like that, and then x is going to be equal to, guys, why did I do this? It's so that the exponent of x is equal to 1, and then this exponent now it will be 2 to the, it will be minus 2, so that alone is going to be 1 over 4. That is the first part. Now let's do the second part when k is minus 1. Allow me to erase this part now, right? Sorry, I'm writing in a big font because I want everyone to see, Now let's try when k is equal to minus 1. But we said k was 1 over square root of x. If this is equal to minus 1, we're going to do the same thing. This is going to be x to the minus 1 over 2, right? And then we multiply this with minus 2 is equal to minus 1. And we multiply this with the minus 2 like that. Therefore, our x is going to be equal to, okay, I'm just going to erase this as I'm moving along. I'm going to erase this as I'm moving along. What are we going to get, guys? We are going to say minus 1 to the power of minus 2. Our answer is minus 1. Our answer is minus 1. But before we can even proceed, if you have minus 1 under the square root sign, your answer on the calculator says undefined. So straight away, x cannot be that. You have to cancel that. But x can be 1 over 4. Okay, x can be equal to 1 over 4. And how you want to check that answer? Very simple. Take this expression, put it on the left-hand side so that you have this. So that this is what you have. 1 over x plus 2 is equal to, okay, sorry, I forgot that other one. Minus 1 over square root of x is equal to 0. Now what you will now have to do is substitute 1 over 4 in the place of x. And if the expression is equal to 0, then well done. That is how you would know your answer is correct. So for this question here, our answer was only x, and what was it? X. Okay, now I'm writing in a different color. I need to write in this one. So this one here, x was only equal to 1 over 4, and x was not equal to minus 1. Right, to my favorite question. Right, obviously when you looked at this question, you knew it was going to be a simultaneous equation. The problem was how to interpret it, or how to make sense out of it. Right, so what do we have here, guys? What we were given, well, the question said x is, the question told us that x is the sum of 2 and y. So that is our opening statement. X is the sum of 2 and y. So basically sum means 2 and y, 2 plus y. That is our first equation. Simple, isn't it? Now the next part, they say that 5 times the product of x and y. So naturally 5 times the product of x and y, that means 5 times the product of x and y, which is x times y. What about it? They are saying that 5 times the product of x and y, before the is 6 more. Before, okay, wait, forget the 6 more part. Is 6 more than, forget about this. Okay, forget about the 6 more than. Okay, let me just forget that. Now they're saying that 5 times the product of x and y is the square of x. So you can just say is equal to the square of x. You leave it like that. 5 times the product of x and y is the square of x. But now what they say is 6 more than. Guys, if they say is 6 more than, you could have done this in two ways. You could have, if something is 6 more than, basically just means that it is 6 more than. So 5 times the product of x and y was 6 more than. So we had to add 6 over here. It was 6 more than the square of x. There is the square of x there. 6 more than. Or what you could have simply done was to subtract 6 over here, because yeah, x squared would be less. That is how you were supposed to formulate your equation. Now let's mark this as our 1. Sorry, let's mark this as our 2. Right, now we need to do the interesting or boring part. The fun part, let's say. Yeah. Okay, guys, what we needed to do was just to substitute equation 1 into equation 2. So we have 5, our x, okay, let me write y first. 5y, and our x was x, it was x plus y, like that, plus 6 was equal to, our x was 2 plus y, like that, but we were squaring that. Now what we were going to get here was 5xy plus 5y squared plus 6 is equal to 4 plus y squared plus 4y. Okay, I mean, it takes practice to just do that in one go. So we're going to have 5y squared here. Okay, what else are we going to do, guys? Just a moment. Okay, what else are we going to do? I'm noticing that I have, is this correct? I think I'm making a mistake here. Um, yes, I have 2x. Guys, what do I do? Why do I do these things and write things that are not there? Okay, let me just erase this entire side. I'm writing things that are not there. So we have 5, right? I said 5y. Let's say 5y. In the place of x, we say x plus y, like this, and then plus 6. Now let's go. Okay, sorry. 5y. Right, now our x is 2 plus y plus 6, like that. Now what do we have? 10y plus 5y squared plus 6. Don't go and multiply the 5y with 6 now. Right, let's go. Now we need to simplify this. How do we do that? 5y squared will remain on the right, and then let's bring out the y squared here. It will be minus y. Now let's say plus 10y. Let's bring out the minus 4 there. The 4y, it will be minus 4y this side. Another thing that we need to talk about is the 6. We're going to say plus 6 here, and then this 4 is going to go to the left, and it's going to be minus 4 is equal to 0. Now let's simplify. 5, oh no, it's not 5 anymore. It is 4y squared. 10y minus 4y gives us, guys, come on, it gives us plus 6y. And then this one, 6 minus 4 plus 2 is equal to 0. Just quickly, you can divide everything by 2, and we're going to have 2y squared plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 0. Fast, 2y, and then again, y now is equal to 0. Very easy. We need to have 1 here, because the product and the what we have in the middle is positive. Plus, plus. Now, y is going to be minus 1 over 2, or y is going to be minus 1. Difficult? A little bit. Only difficult when you were being asked to answer the question, right? When they gave you the question itself. Now let's find out the value of a. Sorry, not a. Let's find out the value of x. Remember, we're saying that x is equal to 2 plus y. X is equal to 2 plus y. So since x is equal to 2 plus y, let's find out the value of y when our x is minus, sorry, let's find out the value of x when our y is minus 1 over 2. So x is equal to 2 minus 1 over 2. Therefore, x is equal to, watch this, minus, not minus, is going to be equal to 3 over 2, because it has to be 1 over 5, right? Or x is equal to 2 plus y, but when y is minus 1, that's 2 minus 1, right? Therefore, x is equal to 1. Before you move on, what you will just have to do is simple. Uh, Write it in coordinate form, right? Just write your answer in coordinate form. Simply, x is going to be 1 when y is minus 1. That is the second one. And then the other one, what do we say? When x is 3 over 2, your y is minus 1 over 2. Guys, just like that, you would have gotten yourself 25 marks, because we just answered the entire question. And in how long? We answered the entire question in just over 32 minutes, right? I mean, if you were doing this on your own, it would have been faster, right? Minus 1 over 2 there. Okay, why does that look like a 7? So guys, if you are planning on doing civil engineering, please subscribe to my channel, or any engineering that you want to do. Please subscribe. And also, if you're taking the college route, if you need guidance, anything, you can also just get in touch. I have my WhatsApp link in the description. All right, until we meet again in the next video. Oh, wait, let me just finish this one here. 1 and minus 1 there. Okay, the next video is coming up shortly. Thank you guys for watching. Till we meet again. Cheers.